Okay, so the next myth is one of my favourites because to me it seems like the most ridiculous, and that's because, well, if you use your mobile phone in a petrol station or a gas station, if you're across the pond, is it going to cause an explosion? It doesn't take a lot of research or Googling time to discover that even flicking a lit cigarette into a pool of open petrol isn't going to cause it to ignite. It's not going to cause it to explode. So I'm not recommending or suggesting that people can go smoking around petrol stations. However, if the lit embers of a cigarette can't kind of set alight petrol, then the minimal amount of radiation or electricity running through a mobile device is really not going to, have any effect on petrol, let alone, set it on fire or cause an explosion. There's actually also never been a petrol station fire that's been attributed to a mobile phone being used on its premises. And so for me, that's kind of proof enough, the fact that there's now actually more active mobile phones in the world than people, and like over 1.5 million petrol stations around the world. So those phones are bound to be passing through those petrol stations all the time, and the fact that not one report has ever even suggested that a phone was at blame, just for me proves enough that there's absolutely no risk. So yeah, if you're filling up at the petrol station, you get a text from a girl you've recently met, obviously I would never ever recommend texting her back straight away, not because you might cause an explosion, but because you don't want to seem cool, you don't want to seem so needy. So yeah, never text her back straight away, but if you have to, if you really have to, then you can do it there in the petrol station, and I'm going to say you're perfectly safe. It's only your love life you're going to ruin. You're not going to ruin everyone else's lives around you by causing an explosion. Okay, so the next myth is, do mobile phones give you cancer? Now this one I can kind of relate to. I can kind of understand why people would think this. Obviously, your little mobile phone device is kind of communicating with a tower that's miles and miles away.